Only hero that remains the same here is going to be Tino on the mag. I thought he played a phenomenal laning stage. I think there was some problems with the rotations after, but I think it's more to speak about the rest of the team than him. I think Bosku may be dead here. They do throw the blood grenade at him, and using the slows, they should have enough damage for the kill. Go into Tino. Okay, so I mean, just to go to prove that he wasn't the problem?
No, no, absolutely not, for sure.
He kills the problem.
I realized, Richie, these are two universal heroes in this lane. This is disgusting. Look at their right click damage base. It's high.
It's
At least the skewer backs, and just kind of get it going from there, because the side of Blacklist, they are going to be looking to make moves once they've got the levels up.
Yeah, and I'd say I think he's going to have to be... Oh, okay, a little blast off down bottom. Palos is just getting burned alive here. Carlo coming out from the trees. Blood grenade thrown. Sticky bomb. It shouldn't be enough damage, and it isn't. Instead, it's Shanks who's going to TP in, secure the kill there with the Purifying Flames. Almost died there as Palos brought the sticky bomb to him. Top lane, though, that is going to go ahead and leave Tino alone to immediately Raven and Bosku get to work and pick up the kill onto the Magnus left all by himself.
Has a cascading effect into how well he can hold that lane without the Vanguard.
See what you mean. Batrider's a bit more of a naturally fast hero just on levels, so you expect him to be a bit more active early. Oh, okay, maybe they will be able to get it this time. Palos in some trouble, doesn't have Doppelganger, just use it, and the damage is sufficient. KP is going to go down, and maybe they look for more as well. KP is dying to the tower here. Carlo with a stick charge. Not enough to keep himself alive. KP also keeps the wagon alive, but will be burned down by the Shanks, who at least dodges the bombs. Bosku is going to take the twin gate on over and pick up the kill, tanking the tower. Finally remembered how to deable. I was making this point earlier about the support duo that you have here between the Maiden and the Oracle. A bit more of your backliners, right? I think Oracle can bring the damage, and we saw a very convincing game of Oracle earlier, but more so in response to enemy aggression here. There's no way Bosku makes it out of here. I believe he should be dead, and he is. The Rolling Thunder I don't think was going to be good enough there. Out from Carl in the trees. May decide to go for a play here. Oracle nearby, throws out the Fortune's End. Shanks is going to have to do a lot of work here. The world's shortest fire remnant is going to convince Carl to continue a bit further, but there's a bit too much healing here now, courtesy of the two, and not enough mana for Carl either to continue this engagement. Blastoff is ready, though. They're looking for the kill onto Bob. Bob does not have a remnant down, but does manage to dodge the Sleight of Fist. Doesn't matter, though, because Bosku's going to steal away the haste here. The fight in the river continues. Carl jumps into the river. Doesn't actually hit him, but the Swashbuckle will get the kill. Carlo, at the same time, is going to be able to at least trade away for Tim's, but that's your mid laner dead.
You just go max Firefly. You've got the right-click damage to help you clear out. You've got the control.
Bosku dies for space here, most likely. There's no point in lasso. Well, there could be, but Fortune's End, threatening to dispel. Bosku deleted, but Tim's right after is going to be able to blow up Bob. Tip for tip. Bosku says, that's space created, my friend. Carlo is going to be next in line. My goodness, that was ridiculous damage onto the Maiden. That wasn't even with a diffusal yet. This kind of a game where you're able to poke and prod with not only max and power, but potentially a maxed DD rune as well there on the Sleight of Fist. That could be good work. They have caught the real Pablos here as well. Can they actually collect on this? They can't. They just get him with right clicks. 91 damage and 99 from techies, excuse me. Yep. That can't be right. Bob is at least going to be able to find Carl here, but Carlo lacks the damage, doesn't have the points in freezing field yet. So Carlo just about face there. Did a quick 180, finds at least Carlo in the trees, but Bob has a remnant back. Is going to get the ult promise and continue fighting here, but they're immediately on to Shanks to reduce the healing. And Bob, that's a red light above you, my friend. I don't think he gets out of this one alive, and he doesn't. Game changer here for Execration, especially if you compare them with this Magnus's Echo Saber. A death here, though, onto Palos, that would certainly sting. Rolling Thunder's ready in a second. He's just trying to get whatever farm he can. Already knows that he's dead to rights.
I mean, he just has no room on the map. Blacklist have such worse than even game one. I think he had a lot more room in game one in comparison here.
He did. Shanks is in some trouble. The physical damage is more than sufficient. Commits the ulti on himself. It's a level 1 false promise. He's not going to live. I mean, just not a chance, not a snowball's chance in hell. But Jonathan, he's dead.
He's just gone. I'm just wondering what happened to Execration.
Oh no, he did it to try and slow the wisdom runes. That's why he died. That's actually kind of a well worth it play. Maybe if they can turn here on to Carl. That's freezing field stolen, by the way. Bosku letting it go. Now Bob cannot fight into this. There's going to be at least a skewer to interrupt into the RP that did not catch the Pangolier. He's rolling on through and is going to get bonked off. That defender's getting to make it out alive. But with Blacklist, yes, losing support, they still steal away that wisdom rune. That's certainly something here. It's going to get better for Palos, though, Jonathan. It's going to get better. I believe, yes, indeed. We have diffused Fusel Blade now coming out. Tino's still a little bit of a tough kill, but not if KP is nearby. They've stolen Shockwave as well. Tino, there is nowhere for you to go but back into the Techie's Mines. They didn't even need to use the Techie's Mines. They'll save that for a rainy day. Oh my goodness.
They're not leaning into this Luna Visage they used to go for.
Certainly they don't kill Bob, right? Telekinesis. Okay. Oh, they got vision up on the high ground. They need a little bit more damage. Raven is here. Good Searing Chains finds him. Bosku showing off his Emperor skills here with good damage onto 2 and KP as well, connecting. Oh my goodness, the damage from the low ground as well, from the Pangolier, and it's just Raven who runs him down with the right clicks. Carlo, he's got ultimate here, but against 4 heroes, there's just no chance for him to do anything. He's gonna go down as well.
This is ugly. This is ugly for Execration, but beautiful for Blacklist. This is a great showing coming out from them. Spikes, and now they're just all over the place. They get the Aegis, and they get this huge lead early on, 11k up. Not necessarily doom and gloom, but the way to dig yourself out of this for Execration is rough. You're starting to think about just like a blink timing on Tino.
Yep.
And, you know, the threat of high ground defense is big from Execration. So you've always got that to fall back to when you've got this Magnus.
It's gonna be tough though. They did Roche even faster than I thought they could. Oh my goodness, Carl is in. Look at that swashbuckle burning the man of the damage. Well onto 3, but they've caught Bob. Oh, and the Raven just puts him into the dirt immediately, into the water more like it. Shanks doesn't even have time to ulti himself, and Carl's already cleaved through the maiden before I can even finish this. Jonathan,
let them cook. I think we can just sing praises for Blacklist.
Let them cook. But yeah, I mean, this is how you turn a game like this into complete domination.
Yeah.
You see them hunting behind the tower. You know, these tier 2 towers, these outer towers, no longer as much of a threat as they used to be. There's another remnant, but look how slow he is with the inhibit. Does manage to get up to high ground, but KP has Firefly. Thought he might have gone chasey. They're going to get the skewer back after the harpoon, and Carl, that's Aegis at least. Now, I talked about these outer towers not being so much of a stopping point, but these inner towers, that may be something else entirely. As Carlo letting go the freezing field, just not enough damage onto the Bat Rider though, and KP still gets the kill on the Bob. Just doesn't matter. Lasso to interrupt the RP. There's going to be the stun. They're trying to stop the RP from coming through. Another stun out from Carl. There's a secondary one. They're even turning for more jump. They're diving up onto the high ground. What is it? Is this OG now? What is this? Bob's popped back, wants to put down Tims. He says, give me all that money. That's 400 gold for a Techie's kill. You're worth more than my PL, thank you very much. But Carl's turning for more. That's a dieback. Emperor just went into die. And now Shanks, he doesn't have ulti for himself. He's already committed this, what felt like years ago. Okay, that's a nice skewer onto the high ground. The RP onto 2. Another buyback now off from Execration. Bosku steals the skewer, does manage to save him. Carl now is unleashed. The damage is just too much. Palos is dead. Tino is down. Palos has got buyback, but how many buybacks are they willing to commit here? Blacklist rivalry, they haven't even gotten a tier 2, and they barely touched a tier 2 tower, and they nearly just went fountain diving.
Yeah, they just went diving. 930 on the kill board, 930.
The outpost in the top lane as well. As we've seen, they've killed Palos up there with ease, and they'll do it again. They control the Twin Gates, they control the Lotus Pools. Now they're going to be looking for the Ember Spirit. They stole the Searing Chains, chains onto 2 from Bob, but the damage, it's immense. There's a butterfly on Raven.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't stopped that Morphling. It was never a threat in lane.
And look,
from Tino.
This is the threat. You look to try and farm on their side of the map. They're going to try and kill you. Rolling Thunder is utilized. They see big fish and they want big fish. They know that's the real one. There's a lasso, and they've already kind of, scared this Oracle out of the fight. Down goes the Maiden. Palos is dead. There's just no moves here. It just doesn't feel like there's any moves for Execration, John.
No, there's no way. I'm not, but captaining from the off lane is just really difficult. This is something we also saw T1.
Especially when you try and play it like a mid lane.
Yeah.
In trouble here, by the way, is Tino. He might just be dead. Look at the triple mines pushed right back into them. Just a thing of beauty, honestly. I mean, that's if that does not scream
the one that sets that tone. Whereas with old Blacklist, it felt like everyone had a voice, especially when you're communicating and, you're much more comfy in Filipinos. They catch Bob out again.
No, I think he's just going to die here. He is.
Deleted. Just like that.
I mean, it doesn't have buyback. It's actually, I believe, still on cooldown from earlier, Jonathan. It is, for another 3 minutes. But it's not a whole lot stopping them from taking your bottom barracks now.
Yeah.
I mean, Tims is even confident enough to just walk up and just hit the damn thing with a mine.
I mean, what are you going to do? Again, you don't have threat of a blink skewer, blink RP.
They're smoking across the map immediately. They sensed the PL there. He TP's out immediately. Palos, good job not being the techies in farm. Yes, by 1K. And now he's the richest hero on his team. I mean, that's progress. For Bob, though, in more trouble as his forecast does manage to at least get out in time. They could connect the chain stuns perfectly. They are still chasing a couple of heroes away. That is a lasso. They're dragging Bob towards the base. It doesn't even matter. I mean, he was going to die no matter what. They dragged him away from the Oracle. Shanks could not save him. Carl now is struggling a little bit here against the illusions, but yeah, I mean, not really. Struggling is
Blacklist are tormentors in this game.
They are.
This is
one
more.
Oh no, Tino, he cannot afford to die here. They have lasso as well, thanks to the Octarine core being ready. And skewer stolen. Let's see, how will they decide to kill him? Pump fakes the RP. That is a big skewer range. That is a long skewer there.
They're ready to go high ground. They're ready to do whatever they want in this game.
And Tino's actually bought out here for BKB. He doesn't have it, but he's bought out to get a bit closer.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have buyback. Yeah, kind of makes sense. I mean, his other cores do. 300 gold shy. He might just die here, though. In goes Bob, and we'll see. Yes, gets the false promise. Good save from Shanks. Utilized the Blink Dagger well there. Does leave Shanks himself without a buyback, though, after that buyout. Now Shanks is dead, and so is Tino. All right, two heroes just like that. Blacklist rivalry. I mean, you know, just kind of went in, honestly. Not really too much of a technical term is needed there. Carlo is going to be lassoed back at this point. You just take the bodies, and maybe there's another one. Phantom Lancer picked up by Bosku. I'm trying to go for the cheeky skewer back. Couldn't find it in time, but it's a 5 versus 2, pardon me. And Execration, well, see what they can do, but they're going to be forced to strike the colors here pretty soon.
At the least, respawns are fairly short with how far behind you are, so, you know, you're going to be back up for the defense.
Damage on a Bosku. It's something. They're going to back up. Credit will tell the effective KP running this team.
Yeah, it's definitely allowed him to play much more tempered. Although,
all right, he's the one looking for a pickoff, and it's a big one here onto the PL. Now they do keep him magic immune, at least allows him to get a doppelganger out. But how much is left in the tank for him? Not much more. Raven brings the physical damage here. Eye of Scotty, Butterfly. I mean, we've barely talked about this Morphling. He's just had a free game, hasn't he? 11-0-9.
Yeah,
it's
no pressure in lane, no pressure in these spikes.
We're back. That's going to be the buyback into now the RP. They need a bit more damage. Doesn't have, it does have himself an Aegis, pardon me, and enough mana to get off the strength shift. Another skewer on back, nearly into the fountain now, but they're still going to need another one. The slows are pretty decent here. Trying to keep them at least under tier 4 towers, which just aren't targeting them. The rest of the team now continue to go in as Bob at least picks up a kill here onto Tim.
Kill off Raven.
This is pretty good, but still Carl and Bosco are just too big. Raven, in the meantime, is taking forever to die, and they found now the Oracle. He does have buyback at least. That's one life at least off of the Aegis. The skewer is good nearly into the fountain, but I think the Flame Break stops that in its tracks. Now KP pops his BKB here, looking to get forced off of the high ground. That's another couple of buybacks out from Execration. Let's see what else they have left as Bosku skewers away, but it's going to be Harpoon and skewered back into the base. Another kill here, another 1,500 gold Execration, but it cost them 4 buybacks. Now Blacklist rivalry, that's their second buyback. They didn't quite catch Bob there. He's too fast there on the, oh goodness, on the Revenant, but they're going to be able to track only Tim's back. Raven shifts into actually the Magnus. He's not going to be able to kill him, at least so easily, because Shanks uses the false promise on him, but down goes Bob. He's going to die in the back lines to Carl solo, and that's now going to be, well, 3 dead versus 5. That's there's a glimmer of hope for them, basically, when they went into that one. And
there was a little.
immediately crushed here. I think this is it.
Yeah,
Palos
is gonna crush it.
Yeah,
that's it.
There he goes.
They're not calling it yet.
No, there it is. Now they are.
Okay, they call it. I mean, that was a strong performance out from Blacklist. Execration. It's looking rough. They look lost. They look like they don't have an identity. They look like they don't know where they stand in this patch, and they've had a lot of experience on this patch relative to other teams on the LAN. They've been able to play into it.